Making family choices in a changing society, as seen through the lenses of the Positivism Paradigm, family development theory, social exchange theory, and symbolic interactionism. Families make all kinds of decisions: how to define themselves as a family, as a social institution, what are their beliefs, values, attitudes, and expected behaviors, what are their obligations to one another, or how should technology play out in their family life. What is their family view on reproduction, or how does the family interact with or preserve cultural heritage? Families have to decide what to do about economic challenges, or how to contribute new insights and promote changes in their family, and what role the family policy plays. Families may make decisions unconsciously. This is called choosing by default. Families may consider many options before making a decision, and this is called choosing knowledgeably. The positivism paradigm theories consist of family development theory, social exchange theory, and symbolic interactionism. Family development theory is a type of framework for understanding how families change and develop over time. It emphasizes the importance of the family life cycle, which is a series of stages that families go through as they move from one phase of life to another. Because positivism paradigm uses the scientific method, viewing family theory this way means focusing on the measurable evidence of strengths and resources that families bring throughout each stage of the family life cycle. This theory also recognizes that families have the capacity to adapt and grow even in the face of adversity, and emphasizes the importance of resilience and positive coping strategies in ways that can be observed. This also includes how each stage of family development provides support, communication, and problem-solving skills, as well as the value of shared family values and traditions. An article by writer Froma Walsh identifies key strengths for families such as resilience, resourcefulness, and creativity, rather than simply addressing problems and deficits in therapy. Positivism would encompass the evidence of these family attributes by looking at a family's choices, based on observable actions. Consider this example from the movie Up. Carl and Ellie had recently married, and they decided that they were going to have a baby. This aligns with stage 2 of Evelyn Duvall's 8 stages of family development. But when they found out that they couldn't conceive, the family demonstrated resilience as they experienced a stage of grief and then responded pivotally by making a new decision. They started to take action toward a new goal of fulfilling a childhood dream. They began saving money to one day visit Paradise Falls. Carl and Ellie's story represents a deviation from standard family development. However, they made the choice to find fulfillment in the pursuit of their dream. Social exchange theory looks at the measurable behavior in relationships resulting from an exchange process where people try to obtain the maximum benefits while minimizing effort. Viewing social exchange theory through the positivism paradigm means focusing on the measurable evidence of costs and benefits that families exchange throughout their relationships. It also recognizes that family members are more likely to engage in rewarding interactions and avoid interactions that are draining or unrewarding. An article by Margaret Clark and Judson Mills addresses some of the common misconceptions and negative bias that people may have toward this theory. The writer suggests that people should identify the resources valued in relationships, such as emotional support and social capital, and to really try to understand how these resources are exchanged and valued by different individuals. The article also emphasizes the importance of reciprocity and trust in promoting positive outcomes in relationships. In this example of social exchange theory, Russell, the 8-year-old wilderness explorer, is motivated to help Carl, which is a cost, by his desire to earn a merit badge, which is a reward for helping the elderly. Carl initially views Russell as all cost. He's not motivated to develop a relationship with Russell because he cannot see a benefit. Carl demonstrates a critique of social exchange theory when he makes the decision to protect Russell from falling to his death, helping him altruistically. It was simply the right thing to do. But as the story progresses, Carl begins to see the benefit of this relationship. As Russell encourages Carl to take risks and help others, Carl begins to experience the reward when he notices a journal entry from his late wife, encouraging him to create his own new adventure. He realizes that Russell has given him the greatest benefit in being able to fulfill Ellie's wishes. Carl reciprocates by bestowing the highest badge, the Ellie badge. Families make choices using the social exchange theory all the time. Families have to consider the cost and benefit of every major decision. Parents make decisions about their children's education, which may cost time and money, like driving to another school or tutoring or tuition, etc. However, they expect a benefit, academic performance, scholarships, etc. Social exchange theory also impacts how families make difficult decisions, such as whether parents choose to stay married or dissolve their relationship. Carl's decision to lift his house came as the cost of staying meant he could be forced into a retirement home. He decided to float away rather than lose the house anyway. Symbolic interactionism theory looks at how people create meaning through their experience with others and in life situations. It also demonstrates how people interpret life through their own lived experiences. Viewing symbolic interactionism theory through the positivism paradigm means focusing on the measurable evidence of symbols and meanings that families have created or subscribed to, and how this is reflected in their behavior. It recognizes that family members are more likely to use their past experiences to guide future behavior. This can be due to cultural or religious upbringing. Family members may come from different backgrounds and lived experiences, which may influence their decisions differently than one another. An article by Michael Carter and Celine Fuller discusses 3 perspectives on symbolic interactionism theory. Bloomer's perspective is probably the most popular in the field of sociology. He theorized that humans keep recreating their same experiences throughout their life. He also claims that society is an ever-changing process rather than a construct. Bloomer's belief is that the only way to study symbolic interactionism is through qualitative research. Kuhn and Stryker disagreed with Bloomer in that they believed that behavior could be measured quantitatively. They believed that there was an order to human behavior with an antecedent and that human behavior could be predicted in this way. Carl's childhood hero, Charles Muntz, discovered a skeleton of an exotic bird, but when he reported the findings to the scientific community, they called it a fake and labeled him a fraud. This happened back in his youth. So he decides to dedicate his entire life to finding evidence of this monster of Paradise Falls. When Carl and Russell tell Muntz about the bird named Kevin that they found, Muntz becomes paranoid and fears that Carl and Russell are only there to steal his discovery. Now, what has happened here is Muntz has developed a hostile attribution bias as a result of his own symbolic thought process. Based on his previous experiences, he believes that this must be the case. As families make decisions, each member's symbolic interactions contribute to how they perceive the world and how they predict the outcome of their decisions.